Okay, today we are going to work on your portrait of a graduate essential skill number 1. Okay, so that's this assignment here, due October 4th. Down here it says this should link you directly to your copy of it. That's what we want. We want you to be working in your copy. Here is my copy. Okay, and we are going to work on this one right here. Essential skill number 1. So social literacy, executive planning, solution-oriented, student active. Okay, so in the column next to it is the mastery skills. So these are the skills that we want students to be able to do when they leave Tanana. Okay, we have parent-teacher student conferences coming up soon, and we want you to be able to explain to your parents how you have used these skills. And you may not use them all in every quarter. That's okay. The goal is that we practice them over the entire 2 years that you're here at Tanana. So the first one is asking good questions. At some point during this quarter, have you asked good questions? It doesn't necessarily have to be in school. Sometimes we ask good questions in life. You ask your parents, you ask your coach. Those qualify. All right. So if you have asked good questions in this quarter, you're going to put a yes or a Y, whichever you prefer, in that column. Okay. Then in the next column, this is the statement of evidence. This is where you're going to explain how you used good questioning. So, and I'm going to use real life examples here for me so that they apply. During my interview for this position, I'm new at Tanana, I love my job. I asked about, just go over here so I can see it, asked about competency-based education and how discipline was handled at Tanana. Okay, so that's my example of a time this quarter that I have asked good questions, right? Okay. Come up with an example. If you haven't used it, you put no in this column and leave this one blank. It's okay. You're not going to use all of them all the time. But if you can come up with a good example that you can explain to your parents and that makes sense to you, put it in there. The next one along here is reading for information. Most of us do that pretty regularly, especially in school, right? Your science classes, your social studies classes, even in English, you read for information. So if you have done that, you put a Y or a yes. If you like having this in the middle instead of off to the left like that, it's up here underneath this one where it says alignment. You can just pick which one of these you like, okay? In the end, we'll probably want them all the same, but here's my examples. So reading for information. When during this quarter have I read for information? You think about it for you. When you are actually trying to get information out of that reading. Here's my example. I read the curriculum guides for PE, health, and family consumer sciences. I am not a great typist, so I have to proofread to make sure that I fix my typos and my spelling errors. There we go. There's a time that I had to read it carefully because my goal was to get out of that curriculum guide, what is it that I'm supposed to teach to you guys? I was really reading for information, okay? So it's pretty specific. You need to have good, solid examples. So put in there, in yours, a time that you were reading for information. Okay. This next one's a little bit harder. It says evaluate information for validity and bias on different databases. Okay, different sources. Okay, so this one you may not quite get yet, or maybe you haven't done it yet this year. Don't worry, your science and social studies and English teachers are going to get you there. You just need to start listening for when they're asking you to evaluate information. Okay, I'm going to put yes in here because I recently compared, and some of my family consumer science students have done this, compared recipes for ingredients and amounts. Okay, so that's as far as we got today. We'll work on this again tomorrow some more. If you don't have anything to put in this column, don't fill it out yet. We'll get to it.